YouTube video titled IQD and VND Holders. Get ready. Chase Bank goes live June 1st for Dinar and Dong exchange Iraqi Dinar, including an intro for your channel RV News. Welcome back to RV News, the channel where we bring you the most up-to-date and accurate news about the Iraqi Dinar, Vietnamese Dong, and all developments surrounding the revaluation process. If you're holding IQD or VND, you're in the right place, because what we're about to discuss today is nothing short of groundbreaking. It's the kind of news that investors, currency holders, and even skeptics have been waiting for. So, buckle up, grab your currency folders, and pay close attention, because Chase Bank is making headlines, and June 1st is shaping up to be a date that may go down in revaluation history. In today's in-depth coverage, we'll walk through the developments leading to this major shift, explore the implications of Chase Bank's involvement, and give you all the guidance you need to be prepared when those doors open for currency exchange. As of this morning, multiple confirmed sources have reported that Chase Bank will officially go live on June 1st, 2025, for in-branch exchanges of both the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese Dong, VND. This is not speculation. This is not another rumor circulating on internet forums. This is a concrete step, documented, confirmed, and now officially a part of the banking system's new exchange protocol. For many of you holding on to these currencies, wondering if this day would ever come, the time to act is now. Not weeks from now, not months from now, but starting today, you need to prepare for your exchange strategy. Now let's dive into the background of this announcement. Chase Bank, one of the largest and most influential financial institutions in the United States, has long remained silent on the Dinar and Dong revaluation process. For years, account holders and currency holders have reached out, asked questions, and waited for answers. For the most part, those inquiries were met with vague responses or polite denials that the bank had any involvement in the RV process. But behind the scenes, preparations were quietly unfolding. Currency desks were being updated, staff were being trained. And now, on the eve of this monumental development, the truth is coming out. According to internal sources within Chase, branches in several key metropolitan areas, New York, Los Angeles, Houston, Chicago, Miami, and Atlanta, have been selected to handle the initial wave of currency exchanges. Each branch has been equipped with specialized currency authentication machines capable of verifying the legitimacy of both the IQD and VND. These machines are connected to a real-time global banking network that confirms exchange rates with central banks and the U.S. Treasury. This system, known internally as the Tier 1 Currency Verification Interface, ensures that exchanges will be transparent, secure, and traceable, a key requirement for the U.S. government in legitimizing the revaluation process. This is where things get even more exciting. According to Chase's latest documentation, which has been shared with select financial professionals, the exchange rate being prepared for public release is significantly higher than the current market rate. For the Iraqi Dinar, reports indicate that rates could initially launch between $3 to $4.25 USD per IQD, depending on account type, redemption eligibility, and tier level. For the Vietnamese Dong, early indicators suggest an exchange rate of 0.47 to 0.62 USD per VND, a sharp increase from the long-standing rate of approximately 0.00043. These are not just rate changes. These are life-changing figures, especially for long-term holders who have patiently waited for this exact moment. Chase Bank has also implemented a tiered structure to help organize the flow of currency holders. Tier 1 clients, which include those with prior Chase private client status, wealth management clients, or high net worth individuals, will receive early access to appointments, private exchange rooms, and personalized account services. Tier 2, And Tier 3 clients, meanwhile, will be scheduled based on a rolling appointment system, with walk-ins permitted only after the initial wave of scheduled redemptions has concluded. If you're not currently a Chase customer, don't worry. You can still participate in the exchange process, but you may be required to open a new account to facilitate the deposit of funds, especially if you are dealing with large volumes. Of IQD or VND, security is also a top priority for Chase. With the anticipated surge in traffic and activity, Chase branches will be deploying additional security personnel, both visible and behind the scenes. Transactions involving currency exchange will be monitored closely to prevent fraud, currency manipulation, or any form of illegal activity. All exchanges will be accompanied by a digital receipt, a signed affidavit verifying the origin of funds, and a copy of the customer's government-issued identification. These layers of protocol have been put in place to ensure this process unfolds smoothly and legally, protecting both the bank and the currency holders. So, what does this mean for you, the IQD or VND holder who's been waiting for years? It means you need to get your affairs in order. Make sure your currency is properly secured and organized. Have it separated by denomination and stored in protective sleeves. Gather your receipts, proof of purchase, and any certificates of authenticity, especially if your currency was purchased through a third-party vendor or online broker. While Chase has indicated that non-receipted currency may still be accepted after verification, having your documentation in order can help avoid delays or complications during the exchange. You'll also want to consider your financial game plan. Once you've exchanged, what are you going to do with the sudden influx of capital? This is where many people make mistakes. Blowing through newfound wealth is far too common, and we've seen examples of this in other financial windfalls like lottery winners or large legal settlements. Don't let that be your story. Instead, sit down with a certified financial planner, a tax advisor, and perhaps even an estate attorney. Make sure your money is working for you long-term. Think about investments, generational wealth, charitable, giving, and tax shelter strategies. There's no shame in being smart with your blessings. Now let's talk about the timing. June 1st is when things go live, but the rollout will happen in phases. The first 48 hours are expected to be the most intense. Chase is encouraging all interested parties to call ahead, schedule an appointment, and avoid showing up unannounced if possible. Their customer service lines have already been updated with routing prompts specifically for currency exchange inquiries. Be patient. Wait times may be longer than normal. But once your appointment is secured, you'll be given a confirmation code and details about what documents to bring and what to expect during the appointment. From a global perspective, this move by Chase Bank is sending shockwaves through the financial sector. Other major banks, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of America, and even regional credit unions, are expected to follow suit. Chase is setting the standard here, but make no mistake, this is a system-wide shift, and the revaluation is no longer a fringe theory. It is becoming a mainstream financial reality. Internationally, the Central Bank of Iraq and the State Bank of Vietnam have both issued new guidance on currency issuance, exchange policy, and digital tracking. These steps indicate a synchronized effort between sovereign banks and Western financial institutions, a level of coordination that has never existed before on this scale for either the IQD or VND. There's also credible chatter, about contract rates and sovereign redemption packages being quietly offered to select groups and humanitarian project investors. If you've ever submitted a Zim bond redemption form, a humanitarian proposal, or participated in one of the private exchange groups, you may receive an invitation to a more exclusive redemption process with even higher rates. These contract rates are believed to exceed $5 per IQD and 0.80 per VND in some cases, but they come with NDAs, project oversight, and restricted fund usage conditions. While not everyone will qualify for these elite opportunities, their existence is further proof that this revaluation event is being treated with the highest level of importance. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the emotional journey many of you have been on. Holding IQD and VND over the years hasn't been easy. You've faced ridicule, doubt, misinformation, and endless delays. You've watched dates come and go. You've held on to faith when logic told you to let go. But that faith is being rewarded. You were not wrong, you were just early. And now, as we sit at the dawn of this historic transition, you are among the few who are actually ready to take advantage of what could be one of the most significant wealth transfers in modern history. If you haven't already, now is the time. To connect with other holders, organize your exchange groups, and stay plugged into the latest updates. Telegram groups, online forums, and trusted financial advisors are invaluable resources. But be cautious. Scammers and opportunists will be out in full force, trying to take advantage of unsuspecting holders. Do not send your currency to anyone claiming to exchange it for you. Do not fall for fake exchange sites or high-pressure tactics. Stick to verified banks, official contacts, and trusted channels. As we close this special report, let me reiterate the core message. June 1st, 2025 is a date of action. Chase Bank is stepping forward. The exchange process is going live. You need to be